Oh, my tinnitus. Why?
Welcome to the Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast / live video / everything you want to know and everything you want to hear. It's Brad. It's Eric. It's Josh. We're going to get you guys ready for week number 8. Get it fired up. Do everything we want to do to win. Maybe win. I don't know. Can't guard Mike. How you boys doing? How you boys doing today? Tonight, whatever this is.
I'd be better if Aaron Jones wasn't ruled out.
Aaron Jones is always out, man.
No, he was supposed to be back. He's like, hey, we'll give it to Jamal Williams. It's just a precautionary thing. We're not going to push him. And then, nope, he's gone again this week. Great.
It's for the best.
I mean, you only traded a first-round pick and a bunch of other future assets for him in a league.
I mean, if you call Darrell Henderson an asset or Todd Gurley an asset.
And you traded your second-round pick in that league for Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, who now has thumb fracture and ligament damage. Jeez.
So that's the curse this year. Eric trades for a player. He's going down.
I shot my shot and not my year. So, well.
It was. The Dak thing really killed you.
The Dak thing did kill me, no doubt.
Thursday Night Football. Atlanta holds on to a lead. Surprised everybody. Shocked the world.
Wow.
Shocking the world. So did you guys know that every quarterback that's went up against Atlanta's defense is thrown for at least 350 yards? Thursday night, the Carolina
Panthers. Josh brought that up 1 week.
I did.
You might have. And Carolina threw for combined whopping 179 yards.
Well, what quarter did Teddy B go down in?
No, they were just checking down, man. It was a weird game script. Curtis Samuel, we were like, he's just a guy, was the focal point of the offense.
Yeah.
Weird.
Glad they're finally getting creative with him. Good job. It only took you 3 years, but it's fine.
It's going to be a windy week in the NFL, though. I don't know how it's going to affect a lot of games. The wind will be there.
Well, just focus on your guys in a dome. You'll be fine.
And it's Tua time. Are you guys excited for Tua time?
Oh, I thought you said Tool time.
Same
I was
thing.
like, Tim Allen's here? What?
Same thing.
Actually, they are rebooting that.
Really? Are we really? That and Saved by the Bell, huh? Oh, boy. Really?
Yeah, we don't have any original ideas, so we gotta...
really dredging up the bottom of the barrel for that one.
Yeah,
got to recycle.
Yep.
I am excited for Tua, to answer your question. Josh, how do you feel about it?
Well, before you change the subject, hold on. I got to say something.
Well,
I heard this. I saw this on Twitter. Somebody brought up a great point. He said, I'm tired of them remaking good movies. Why don't they remake some movies that have potential that they just executed terribly?
I like that. I've seen that as well, and I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
There's some great ideas out there that were just terrible execution. Last Airbender.
Don't talk about that. But don't remake Point Break, because Point Break is a masterpiece.
They've already done that. They've already done it.
I know they did, but they shouldn't have. They don't try to stylize it and make it hip and cool. It's a great movie because it was a great bad movie. They're way over the top and it's funny, and then they just try to make it slick in the new one. So yeah, don't worry about that.
Ninja Turtles is going to get a limited theater release.
Oh, I'm so stoked about that. Yeah, I used to rent that every week because I didn't own it. Yeah. I used to rent it every week when I was a kid with my allowance.
Which one?
The first one, the OG.
Oh, so you remember the previews that came with it? Suburban Absolutely. Commando, I think was one of them.
Yeah, it sure was. Yeah.
I think there's a Pizza Hut one on there.
Yep, there had to be. Yeah, there was definitely a Pizza Hut one on there.
Brian's down here in the little thing, nodding his head too. He knows what we're talking about.
Brian, I don't know what movie I would necessarily say that I would remake that had poor execution, off the top of my head. I don't know. You guys have any suggestions?
Well, Last Airbender, I think, is the big one everybody always brings up.
Well, that was trash, so yeah, there's nowhere to go but up.
Anything M. Night Shyamalan did?
What was this? Well, no, Sixth Sense was good. Anything after that, pretty rough. Yeah.
No, it's just a lot. I can't think. Really, if it's made by Superman, I'll just say Superman.
Superman's fair. That's a
Oh
good
my
one.
gosh.
Man, other
Going
than
down a rabbit hole. Going down a rabbit
I
hole.
love
guys.
rabbit holes. Okay, Josh wants to get into this. I was buying time for you, Josh, to get into your stuff.
I'm ready. You just tell me.
Okay, you're ready. Let's talk about the news. We already brought up Aaron Jones is out. Get him out of your lineup.
Sad panda.
I don't want to talk about who you're going to start in his place because that's going to cut into heroes and villains.
Indeed.
Miles Sanders is out.
Shocking.
Oh,
But they're playing Dallas. It's such a
Pasty matchup. Yeah. Yep. Real sad about it.
it's delicious and nutritious. Boom.
Can't guard Mike. He's still out. I don't know what's going on there. There's rumors that he's on the trade block. Just trade the man. Get him over to a good team.
Who takes him with that salary, though?
Everybody
A lot of
will.
people would.
You
A lot of
sure?
people would. I bet Deshaun Watson take him right now.
Touche, salesman. Touche.
I bet Aaron
Well, yeah, the
Rodgers
cap's a
would.
myth, right?
I bet Aaron Rodgers would. There's a lot of people that probably take him.
Ooh, could you imagine Aaron Rodgers with Devontae Adams and Mike Thomas? That'd be scary.
Well, yeah, if Michael Thomas can get healthy, which we don't even know if he can or not right now.
Well, we don't even know if he's not healthy. I don't know anymore. It's
So
very
went from a
questionable.
high ankle sprain to a hamstring. Is it still? Are we still on the hamstring? Let me look.
I don't know. There was so he tweeted out after Teddy Bridgewater took that pretty nasty hit to his neck. He tweeted out like, "How do you let a quarterback get hit like that?" And the tweets that people were like commenting under that were like, "What are you gonna do, Mike? Would you punch somebody for that?" We know what you like. And I'm like, at least you know how to defend his guy. He's not like the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy might take him. I don't know.
Mike was a little upset about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's listed as with an ankle and a hamstring still.
Yeah.
Both. So
We'll
Hey,
see.
guys.
Now, go ahead. Go ahead, Josh.
Alshon's still out too, in case you guys are worried.
yep.
I actually
Alshon,
am.
calf. Miles Sanders knee.
In FSA, which Josh, you got to talk about, in the Alpha League, Alshon Jeffrey's right there, and I need him. So, Josh, tell us about FSA, though.
Well, in FSA this week, boys, I'm rolling with one quarterback since the whole Patriots thing didn't really work out in my favor. I had Stidham and Hoyer, and guess what? Neither one of them are starting. So, boom, boom. Anyway, Fantasy Sports Alliance, fanatically real. Now, there are several different types of leagues, along with Dynasty. The redraft is obviously the cornerstone, the beacon that they have every Wednesday. Brian gets on Facebook. There he is. There's Brian. Yeah.
Wow, Brad. Way to just throw him out there.
He gets on Facebook and YouTube, and he gives out the sweet power ranking. He gives out the best matchups that happen, the closest games, the biggest blowouts, games of the week. It's incredible to watch. He still breaks it down even though signups are over. You guys need to check out Fantasy Sports Alliance on their website. It's fsa-fr.com. We're part of FSA. That's us. We're part of them. So check us out. You want links to our podcast? We are a broadcast/podcast now. We're not just a podcast. So we're growing up. Not to mention the Average Bros. They also fall underneath that umbrella, and they're on every single Tuesday night. I mean, we're growing. We're global. We're all over the place right now, boys. So please check out fsa-fr.com. That's right, Jenna. Jenna gets it. Boom. She's all over it. So check us out, guys. Redraft, Dynasty, Arm and Leg League. We can't talk enough about how great QB54 is and what they have to offer, so totally check them out. And our broadcast sponsor. Broadcast sponsor is Football Darts. They have officially licensed dartboards to go along with it. I know what you're thinking. Well, why would I want dartboard? This is not regular darts. It's darts with the rules of football. It's incredible. I can't talk about it enough. I got to get my Auburn one because I'm going to get this replaced, throw the Auburn one up, and start throwing darts at my wall in my rental house because people are going to absolutely love it, especially the homeowner. I'm just kidding. I don't recommend you do that. Anyway, check out Football Darts as well. We love them. Thanks for sponsoring the broadcast, guys. And that's all I have to say right now. Let's get into the rest of the show, boys.
Let's do it. MJ.
Boom, boom.
Thanks for staying up. All right. More people that are out. Joe Mixon. Oh, disappointing year for Joe Mixon.
Yeah. Glad he got paid, though. Really earning that check this year.
You don't pay running backs, dude. You should not pay running backs.
Clearly not.
Christian McCaffrey, he didn't play on Thursday night. Hopefully you saw that news before it came out. He has not been activated from the IR as of now.
Yeah.
But they opened his window. I do want to say that.
Oh,
yeah. So there's a
He's trying to
21-day window. Yeah, they opened a 21-day window. He's in there now. So I think it looks like he's going to play next week. He tried to play this week, but it just wasn't happening.
What a joke for Mixon. Yeah, you're right. Who else?
And she played CMC accidentally.
Oh,
MJ.
No.
That's tough.
Sad.
We all wanted him to play. I thought he was going to play.
Yeah.
He pulled off the red practice jersey. He put on the regular one, non-contact. It looked like he was going to get in there. I think they're just being cautious with him. They could have used him, though. Panthers did not win last night.
Yeah, Mike Davis looks rough.
Teddy Bridgewater got tore up. I mean, they had I thought they should have just left PJ in there and see what happens because he was slinging it. He came out right away, slung it, almost really nailed a great pass to Robbie Anderson. I mean, we'll see what happens with that. But maybe PJ gets some snaps, boys. What do you think?
No.
Teddy
maybe garbage time stuff, but you know what they say about almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Sorry, bud.
And nuclear war.
Yeah.
Debo Samuel, he's out because he got a carry in the backfield for the 49ers and he got cursed.
All of the Seattle running backs except for DJ Dallas. Pick him up. Yeah, pick him up at
game time decision.
Yeah, game time decision for Chris Carson. So pick up DJ Dallas at your peril, I think.
Yeah. Jordan Reed, he's game time decision. Don't think that matters as long as George Kittle is healthy. Jarrett McKinnon is dealing with tired legs. That's what you love to hear about your running back.
He plays like every other week. What are you talking about?
He's younger than me. My legs aren't tired. What are you talking about? Huh?
Mine are.
Get out of here.
Well, you're also not running for 300-pound, dudes that run 4.5s.
Yeah, I mean,
fair point.
Yeah, but come on, dude. I don't get paid millions of dollars.
Daniel Jones has tired legs too, boys.
Well, only when he has to run
tired
more
legs too. Okay.
Yeah. Only when he has to run more than 80 yards. Yeah. Okay, he's fine. He's way good.
My villain from last week, Allen Robinson, also doubtful with a concussion.
Oh, good.
Yeah, not good. And it looks like Brad's having some broadcast issues as well. Unfortunately, yeah, it's not good. But we're here to carry the show. No big deal. I'm used to it. That's why my back's always hurting. So
tell us how you really feel, Jeff.
I'm just kidding with you guys.
No, I know.
I'm having a good time.
Oh, boy.
Brad,
what you got in your cup there, bud?
Am I here or not? I don't know if I'm here.
Yeah, you're here. This is a little bit of teeters.
Okay.
Teeters.
Oh, some teeters. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, let me some teeters, boys. Not a sponsor, but they could be.
Okay.
Yet. Always a yet.
Saddest news of the week. Odell Beckham is out for the year. Is officially an ACL.
It's the saddest news of the week for Brad.
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Don't really care.
Jarvis Landry, wide receiver one this week.
No, not
Fired him up.
He is questionable with a bunch of stuff. No,
he'll play.
No,
he'll play.
The People's Jones. The People's Jones.
Yeah,
look,
he has been a name that's come up a lot this week in a lot of different things I've seen.
Baker was better when Odell went out. You say whatever you want, but he was better.
Maybe if he's not trying to feed him the ball, then yeah, or if he's not looking his way all the time.
He was playing the Bengals. The Bengals.
Look,
the Bengals.
Start 0-5. Start 0-5 with an interception. Odell Beckham gets hurt and doesn't throw another incomplete. Yeah. I mean, maybe the star player was a problem. Maybe he was so talented that he was affecting Baker's psyche. He needs people that are as poorly talented as he is. Yeah, that way he raises his level just slightly above theirs, and it increases his playing ability. It's science. I don't want to get into it. It's technical. But
a lot of ins and outs on that one. Don't really want to get into it.
Yeah, so. It's this whole thing, guys. I don't want to talk about it, but
goodness.
Baker's terrible. So
that's fair. Where are we at in the Baker circle of life?
There are 4. We're
overrated.
Who cares?
He overcoming the odds and beating a team that's lesser than him. That's where we're at right now.
Got it.
It's science. We don't need to talk about it. Exactly. Thanks, FS.
I mean, I'm just saying that quarterback draft class is looking amazing right now. Him, Sam Darnold, Josh Rosen. Yeah. Thank God Lamar Jackson was there, right?
Right.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen's okay. He's all right.
Josh Allen's pretty good.
He's okay.
You forget that Josh Rosen was even part of that because
you do because he hasn't played a snap. Like, was he come in like once or twice in relief efforts?
Josh Rosen now is a part of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers practice squad.
Learning from the GOAT.
Yep.
Next Brian Hoyer right there, baby. Next Brian Hoyer.
Next Jared Stidham.
Whoa.
Right, there are 4 teams on a bye. There are 4. He won't throw that many interceptions, okay? 4 teams on a bye. We got Arizona. We got the football team. They're on a bye. Jacksonville and the Texans. So possibly a lot of starters you got to replace here. At least 2, maybe 3 quarterbacks. Bunch of running backs you probably been starting. Yeah. Antonio Gibson has the most has been looking really good, making people miss. Coming on strong lately.
Very good. Very elusive.
Yep.
Very good. Very good. Waiting on my taxi squad in my main dynasty league, just waiting in the wings, ready to swoop in when I need them. Ready to go.
Was that some kind of bird? An eagle, perhaps?
Yeah, that was a hard A pterodactyl.
Yeah, a dying one.
A silent P, hard A pterodactyl.
Yeah, that's for my buddy Rob. He'll appreciate that.
All right. Are you guys ready for the most exciting segment of the show? I just want to get into it. I can't help it. I'm ready for this. I'm ready.
Aside from our movie talk?
What? Movie talk? Movie talk's amazing. Don't get me wrong. Our heroes and our villains. Yeah. We will be getting some type of music to go with this eventually. I'm thinking we're going to bring back the heroes, villains, and side chicks that Josh's wife was nice to make with us. I'll probably make that this weekend. But
solid.
That's old school, boys.
Oh, going back. There's a lot more. We'll talk off air about some stuff. I went back and listened to some old shows. I was laughing.
Man, we were bad. We were bad.
No, I mean, we've been pretty off the rails right now, boys. Let's not get this scared. All right.
Still not great.
Josh, who's your hero quarterback this week? Who do you have?
Well, I decided to get in the rental. I'm going to jump in the car. And I'm going with D. Carr, boys. Derek Carr.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a surprise to me as well. But with him playing the Cleveland Browns and them being one of the worst teams against passing quarterbacks, I decided to go with him. They've allowed 16 touchdowns, boys, in 7 games. That's more than 2 a game. So I think Derek Carr is going to be just fine. They've allowed over 2,000 passing yards this season thus far.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah. 22 fantasy points per game because they are getting a couple turnovers, but they're bad. I think we can all agree that they're bad. They've gotten 7 interceptions, so maybe Derek Carr will throw 1. I'm not stressed about it. If he gives me 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, he ends up being a low-end QB1 this week, I think we're going to be just fine. I think you start up Derek Carr with confidence this week against the Browns. Back to you, Brad.
My hero. I went really deep dive on this. I was like, man, what defense doesn't play really well? And that's the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know if they rush they don't rush the quarterback. They don't play good on the back end.
They don't do anything. They're just there.
I don't really. I think the defense is just out there. So I'm going Carson Wentz. They've been throwing the ball a lot. No Miles Sanders. So I don't really trust. As good as Boston Scott is, he's not going to be a guy they're going to give the ball to a bunch. They're going to have to throw the ball even to win that game.
He did Carson last week.
Yeah, he did okay, but I'm not saying he's not like a workhorse. There was still a lot of checkdowns.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Carson Wentz is going to get them points for them checkdowns. So Carson Wentz is my guy versus the Cowboys on Sunday night. Are you surprised they didn't flex out of that game?
I am very surprised they didn't flex out of that game, given all the injuries and how well they've played. Each team's played this year. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't flex that.
Yeah. Eric, who is your hero quarterback?
My hero QB this week is Drew Lock.
Oh,
your boy Josh. Yeah.
Oh, I need to write this down.
Yeah, the Chargers are 27th against QBs. All the primetime games this week are puke emoji. Yeah, they are. They're bad. All right. Yeah, Drew Lock. The Chargers are 27th against QBs. Pretty much every game they've been in is a shootout. It comes down to the wire. and the Bolts give up an average of 25 points a game to the opposing QB. They're going to have to throw it a ton. I don't think Melvin Gordon's going to be this good this week, so because the Chargers are pretty good against the run. So Drew Lock, fire him up.
I can't. All right. I don't know how I feel about that one. That's a deep dive.
You feel however you like.
Are you going?
With all the
are
injuries
you
and stuff?
That is bad. That is bad audio. That is bad audio.
It's terrible.
Now, Eric, I want you to clarify here. When you say he's going to be a hero, are you saying like I did with Kyle Allen, where he'll be like a solid QB2, or are you saying he's going to be a QB1?
Ooh, that's a good question.
There's a difference here. Like,
I would say he's a. I would say he's a I'm cool with solid. Yeah, I say he's a solid QB2. So given the
QB2 super flex league, a lot of bye weeks.
Don't let him steal your thunder and try and hurt you.
Well, let's be real. He's not going to be. He's not going to be a QB1. That's crazy. I'm not like. I'll go out on a limb, but I already went on a limb calling him a hero. So let's not take it too far. Who are the buys again? So
Arizona
got Kyler Murray,
Houston,
Deshaun Watson,
Washington. Yeah. So you got Kyle Allen.
Yeah, Kyle Allen. So,
and then you got
about him. And then you got all the Dallas Cowboys quarterbacks are hurt, so you can't start any of them. You know,
sure can't.
They're dropping like flies, boys. So
I know I'm having to start Sammy Darnold in the league. Real bad. It's not good.
Woof. And like, would I rather start Drew Lock on his upside over like Nick Foles? Yeah, I would. So, because I think Nick Foles is trash.
That offensive line's pretty trash. That's kind of his problem. All right, Josh, who was your villain quarterback this week?
Well, I know a lot of people drafted this guy thinking, well, he's going to be a surprise quarterback, especially how well he played before he went down with an injury last year. He hasn't quite lived up to those expectations, and he's not going to get right this week either against the Colts. Stat Mafford. The only stats he's going to be putting up this week are INTs.
Good chance. Yeah.
The Colts have been the
30 quarter comebacks. Okay, 30.
Bro, the Colts are the second best team against quarterbacks this year. 13.4 points per game. So if you want a solid 13.4 points, fire them up. You know how I told you how the Browns have allowed over 2,100 passing yards? The Colts have only allowed 1,200 passing yards. That is a huge difference. Only 7 touchdowns while they picked off the ball 10 times. Man, this is not looking good for Stat Mafford. I don't expect him to get right this week, and I think you should absolutely keep him out of your lineup. It's not looking good. Maybe not even a QB2. I don't like it. I don't like it, boys.
You don't like it. Everybody agrees with you. It's bad.
As I should. I was 7 for 8 last week.
My villain, I don't know. This might be too much of an easy softball here. It's Cam Newton. All that hype from Cam Newton early in the season. We kind of talked about it on the last week on the recap show. I think he's still having some negative effects from the COVID. They're playing Buffalo, whose defense isn't great, but he's really kind of a one-trick pony right now. All his receivers are hurt. No Harry, no Edelman. Rex Burkhead probably going to be leading them in catches. Ugh.
Yeah, Damian Harris thing really worked out this year.
Yeah,
Jesus.
So I honestly think Belichick's just seeing what it takes for him to get fired.
Throw in the towel, bud. Get you a draft pick.
I think he's punting this year. They're going to get some draft picks. They'll reload. Bill's not going to – he's going to prove that he can win without old Tommy. Don't worry about that. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he will. There's a guy that'll get like a top 5 pick, and he'll have a trade for that before they even start doing the combine stuff. He'll be like, "Yep, let's do it." I don't care who's there.
Michael Thomas right before Sunday's game. Michael Thomas suits up for him.
I'm healthy. Yeah, I'll go out there. Who cares?
Yeah, I'll play. Let's do it. Yeah, we'll see.
There's talks right now between the trade deadline about all the different people that could be moving. I've heard things like Kenny Golladay could be on the move. I've heard things like Julio Jones, Matt Ryan. I don't expect any of those guys to move. J.J. Watt, I've even heard. The Patriots are not going to be buyers. They're going to be sellers. They're going to be trading people like Stephon Gilmore, who has some decent trade value. They're going to have some other guys who even opted out, like Dante Hightower. They could trade him this year. So he won't be playing this year. He could opt out, but they could still get a draft selection for him. And I think that's That's totally doable. So we'll see what happens. I mean, the Patriots, they know they're not going anywhere this year. They know that. So you expect them to reload hard and be very relevant again next season.
Yeah, well, you could. I mean, we think that. We'll see what happens. Honestly, the front office for the Patriots hasn't been that great for the last couple of years.
Yeah, the draft
offense, they haven't, like, even in the free agent moves and stuff, like.
No, they gave up a second last year for this guy named Mohamed Sanu, who's not even in the league anymore.
Yeah. They also passed up Lamar Jackson.
No, I don't think a lot of trades are going to happen this year. We're not going to see any big splash moves. One, it's hard to move people in the NFL anyway because the whole chemistry concept, and they have to clear COVID protocols before they can actually move to another team, and getting physicals done. We're not going to see the moves that we would even normally see. I don't think this year, at least personally myself.
The Seahawks make a lot of moves. I'd be surprised if they don't do something before the deadline, especially like for a running back.
It's just really hard to get everything done before with COVID restrictions.
Well, they got Carlos Dunlap for a 6-rounder.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Conditional.
Yeah, and that'll bolster their defensive line. Yannick Ngakoue got traded to the Ravens, so he'll be back this week with them. I think there'll be a couple moves. I don't know if there'll be many fantasy implications from other than defense is kind of improving a little bit. But I think it is going to be much more quiet this year than it was last year when you had guys like Emmanuel Sanders on the move and things like that. So we'll see what happens.
Like there were rumors that Matt Ryan was getting chopped around, but it's really hard to bring a quarterback in midseason.
Yeah,
this is a pitcher in baseball. He can't just come out there and start throwing fastballs.
No, the team I expect the most to make a move here would be the Houston Texans. They're going to have new front office, new coach. They need to get a couple draft picks, and I expect them to trade somebody. I mean, if anything, trade J.J. Watt, get what you can for him and run.
But it's hard because the guy that's there now isn't going to be the GM before. So do you want to trade away the pieces now when you could bring another GM back? Look, you have J.J. Watt as a piece, or do you want to try to move it?
They have to make this job more appealing. J.J. Watt's not doing anything for this franchise anymore. It's time to move on.
But there were rumors of him going to Pittsburgh last year anyway, so we'll see. All right, let's get into Eric. We got off on a way tangent here. Who is your villain quarterback? You didn't give it to us, did you?
No, my villain quarterback this week is Patty Mahomes.
What?
Get out! What?
Get out.
Okay, all right. Here, so hang on. Let me make my case. Yeah, exactly. They're playing the Jets. So last week, under 20 points. He's been under 20 points for the last 2 games. And he's not going to have to throw much against them. I think it's going to be a big day for CEH, big day for Le'Veon Bell, going to run the ball a lot, have no problems doing that. He'll probably still get a touchdown to Kelsey or, a deep one to Tyreek Hill, but I don't think he's going to throw for 3 or 4, 1 or 2 maybe.
Are you setting, hold on, based off your heroes and villains, if you have Drew Lock and Patrick Mahomes, you would set Patrick Mahomes for Drew Lock right now. Ooh. Are you saying that?
No, come on. He's not saying that.
Well, no, you're never going to sit Patrick Mahomes. You're never going to do that.
Would you set him for Carson Wentz, my hero, in a better matchup? Ooh.
I do like Wentz's matchup. I think, Wentz is going to have to throw the ball more, too. They can't do anything on offense except throw. So
would you bench Patrick Mahomes or Carson Wentz this week?
Against the Jets.
I don't think he's going to have to throw the ball very much. I think on sheer volume alone that Wentz will probably outscore him. Yeah.
Well, hold on. The Jets offense looked really good last week when the offensive coordinator was calling the plays. In the second half, Adam Gase said, whoa. This offense is looking too good. I'm calling the plays.
Shut it down.
Let's get 4 yards in the second half and get out of here with the L.
You want to bet a pie on it?
On what?
Wentz over Mahomes? Wentz
outscoring Mahomes? I'll do a pie on it. Sure. Yeah. Regular ready whip this time though, no filling.
Yeah.
Filling.
Yeah, no filling.
Sold.
We'll do it. Yeah, my little guy, he'll eat the ready whip out of the pan.
Okay.
Interesting stat about that. Mahomes has been sacked 7 times in the last 3 games too, which is pretty rare for him. So
he did have a tackle go down a couple of games ago too, which would.
Yeah. So the Jets played Allen pretty tough too, who's a similar style quarterback.
No, not similar style at all. I don't. That's.
What are you talking about? They throw it deep and they run.
All right, a little bit more. All right, my hero running back ties right into this because if Patrick Mahomes isn't having a good day, it's because Andy Reid said, you know what, Adam Gase, let's just prove Le'Veon Bell was a stupid move on your guys' part. Considering last week he had a 16-yard run, he had one of those in all the games he played with you all, and he had one with us in the 4 carries we gave him. I see a big game for Le'Veon Bell. I see him getting a lot of work. I see them getting him like 15 to 16 to 20 touches, letting him work, letting him show off in front of Adam Gase what Adam Gase screwed up. Because Andy Reid wants to have him build that chemistry, right? Andy Reid's always seemed like a player's coach. Wants his players to get motivated, right? Is good about getting his players motivated. Donovan McNabb, all that stuff. I haven't really heard players talk bad about him because he does stuff like this. He knows that Le'Veon Bell personally does not like the Jets franchise and Adam Gase, and he's going to let him prove it on the football field. So that's all heart right there. And it's the Jets' bad defense too, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing scary there.
Was it week 6 that they ran for more yards than and had more attempts than in any Andy Reid? Yeah. Clyde Edwards-Helaire 2 weeks ago had 26 carries for 161 yards. Now you've got him and Le'Veon Bell. Just pound the rock, shorten the game, get it over with.
Stop trying to. We're off your villain, dude. We're done. Cool. You said it.
I'm reinforcing your case, dude.
Oh no, I know.
Wow.
Josh,
Someone
so mean to me all the time, Brad. Jeez.
Josh, who's your hero running back?
Well, I decided this week that I was going to go, and I was going to go with the little guy. I'm going with Mighty Mouse here, boys. He's 5'6". He's a 203-pounder. Big boy. He is the number 247th player ranked overall in PPR.
Maurice Jones-Drew?
Running back. No, it's Boston Scott against them boys.
That's a good one.
I think he'll be okay, yeah.
Boston Scott against them boys. Them boys are eighth worst, I should say, against running backs, allowing 24.6 points per game. They've allowed over 1,000 rushing yards. And the interesting thing about that stat is there are only 2 teams that have allowed over 1,000 rushing yards a player. The other ones is the Houston Texans. So I expect this trend to continue this week with 8 rushing touchdowns to players. That's more than 1 per game. Boston Scott's going to have a heck of a day. I think you fire him up, boys. He's going to be an RB1 this week.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Eric.
Google me.
Superman with your Coca-Cola over there.
It's Pepsi, thank you.
It's Pepsi, I know. You're a Britney Spears guy. I got it.
Well, the wife broke
Give me your hero running back.
All right. Hero running back. So, as we talked about earlier, no Aaron Jones this week. Last week, in relief for Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, 110 all-purpose yards and a touchdown, 21 points in sleeper in PPR. The Vikings are the 16th best team against running backs. They give up an average of 18 fantasy points a game.
But Eric, so I think they drafted A.J. Dillon in the second round, and he was going to be a goal line.
He did nothing. Yeah, he's done nothing. So, oh well. Maybe in the future, maybe if they decide to move on from Jones if he wants too much money or something. But no, not right now. I don't think that's going to happen.
Jones and Williams are both free agents at the end of this year. This is their final year of their deal. They can both get extensions.
Thick thighs save lives, Brian.
They do.
And so AJ Dillon's got some honking quads.
All right.
Someday. Thanks for clarifying that. Yeah. All right, my villain running back this week is James Conner. It's Pittsburgh. He's been really good this week, but he's going up against Baltimore in a AFC North showdown. These two teams, all they do is beat each other up, right? They're going to focus on it. They're going to be like, look, Big Ben, your yards per attempt are way down compared to what you usually do. We're going to try to make you beat us. We're going to cover James Conner, and we're going to prove that you're healthy. And, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of game control from Baltimore trying to run the ball because that's what Baltimore does well. And they're going to try to keep the ball out of James Conner's hands.
Yep.
Like Josh, who's your villain?
I decided to go with, because we don't know right now who that running back is going to be, I'm just going to tell you can sit anyone that you're thinking about trying to play for the Seattle Seahawks.
DJ Dallas from the U.
DJ Dallas, Chris Carson, Carlos Hyde. It doesn't matter. The San Francisco 49ers are the best team against running all season. 14.7 points per game. Mostly because they have a huge time of possession in the way they run the ball. They've only allowed okay, let's calm down. They've only allowed 2 rushing touchdowns all season, boys. 473 yards. Now, that's a far cry from what, like I said, your Dallas Cowboys have allowed Eric over 1,000. Less than half of that. They're very, very good. Only one receiving touchdown to the running backs all year. I don't see this being a game where the running backs are going to be involved a lot anyway. Russ is going to throw his way out of it like he always does, but I don't think you can start Chris Carson, DJ Dallas, Rashad Penny. I don't think you start any of them this week against the Niners. So if you're thinking about doing it, get them out of your lineup, and I bid you adieu.
Okay. I mean, they haven't played a lot of even decent running backs. So if Chris Carson's healthy, I think you can play him. But
negative.
I agree with everything else. All right, Eric, who do you have as your villain for the running back position?
Melvin Gordon. So Phillip Lindsay was looking pretty good last week before he went down, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at guys that are, regular starters that are going to get plenty of volume because let's face it, Eckler's gone. Sanders is out now. Everybody and their brother's going down. There's not a lot of – you got Edmonds on a bye this week. It's getting pretty thin at running back. So Melvin Gordon, if you got him, you're playing him. He only had 12 points last week against KC. The Chargers are 14th best team against running backs this year, giving up an average of 16 points a game, which would be an improvement for him and still probably keep him in like RB2 territory. But I think they're going to have to throw a lot against the Chargers because the Chargers are usually in close games. They've been getting in a lot of shootouts with Herbert and really no running game to speak of there. So, and Keenan Allen's back this week, so I think they're going to throw it a ton, and I think they'll have to keep up. And Gordon just really doesn't get targeted a lot in the passing game, so I don't think he's going to have a ton of value this week. Yes, as Josh likes to say, temper your expectations.
Okay, well, before we move on to wide receivers, there's one running back situation we didn't talk about, and that's Baltimore's. Mark Ingram is doubtful.
Mm-hmm.
Are we firing J.K. Dobbins up this week? Are you starting?
That's a big fat no.
Really? You're not going to start J.K. Dobbins? Would you start him over Melvin Gordon?
I would. On the upside, yeah. I would.
Okay.
I'd start him over Boston Scott, too.
Oh, okay. Now you're getting crazy.
The Steelers are really good against running backs.
Now they are.
I don't know. I'm not.
The running game for Baltimore is a running game that not a lot of teams can do. And I think Dobbins is a special player. I think if you have him and you've been holding on to him with the injuries at running back, with everything that's going on at running back, it's going to be hard to set him this week.
Yeah.
I think it's a great time to go try and buy him right now based on what happened the week off and everything like that with Mark Ingram being hurt. But I don't feel great against this Tennessee defense or against this Pittsburgh defense. We already saw how they slowed Derrick Henry down quite a bit last week. I don't think J.K. Dobbins is as special as Derrick Henry at this point in their careers. At this point, okay, yeah, that's a very loud whisper. No, I just like I said, I'm not buying it yet. Maybe if you think you want to do it, but right now, I just with this matchup, not this week, boys. I'm sorry, I can't do it.
All right, okay. A lot of teams probably don't have options. I mean, I'm in a few leagues where I have to start him this week. It's the only option I have. Thanks to Miles Sanders and Joe Mixon and all that. All right, Eric.
I would have played him over Mike Davis if I had him, but I don't.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's easy to say that now. Hindsight's 30-30. Wait, what? That's wrong math. All right, Eric. Give me your hero wide receiver.
All right. So, Allen Robinson, doubtful. I have him in FSA. And then Willie Fuller's on a bye. So, I'm firing up Nelson Aguilar this week. Come on down. Come on down, Nelson Aguilar.
I agree.
He's all back, right. Baby.
He's had a touchdown in – so they've already had their bye week. He's had a touchdown in 4 out of 6 games this year. Last week, 9 targets, led the team, 5 for 107, and a touchdown. 21 yards per reception last week. The Browns are 30th against wide receiver. They give up an average of 31 points per game to wide receivers. What does that face?
We'll talk. We'll finish your thing. It's something else. We'll talk in a second.
All right. Yeah. So, Nelson Aguilar. Fire him up.
Yeah, okay. I love Nelson Aguilar this week. That face was not for Nelson Aguilar. It had nothing to do with it.
I was like, what did I do? Is he hurt? No. Is he down too?
Nelson Aguilar, yeah. He's the go-to receiver on that team. It's hard. That's a hard thing to say.
Like, Derek Carr must just put just the right amount of touch on that ball because his hands accept it. They don't accept anything else.
He's
But they
Orlando
like it.
Jones for the replacement, man. He's got that elephant snot on there.
Derek Carr is his Keanu.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right.
I like it.
Josh, who's your hero wide receiver?
Okay, so we know how bad the Dallas Cowboys have been, right? They've been terrible.
Are we going to keep going back to that well? Is it not dry?
No. Listen.
Okay.
That's what I'm about to say. Now, as bad as they've been, and they've allowed 1,200 receiving yards this year, 2 receivers in particular. There's a team who's actually played one less game than them, and they've allowed almost just as many receiving yards. Believe it or not, it's the Tennessee Titans. And they're going up against the 9th best PPR wide receiver in the league this weekend in Tyler Boyd.
Oh,
I think Tyler Boyd's going to be a strong play this week, boys. Fire him up.
Same thing I said to Eric a couple weeks ago. Tyler Boyd over T. Higgins?
This week, absolutely. I feel confident in Tyler Boyd's ability to go ahead and make a big play. Now, T. Higgins is on the cusp of actually cracking into the top 24 in receivers right now. He's 25th in PPR. But Tyler Boyd being top 10, he's been the guy who's had a few breakout games this year already. And with Tennessee allowing big plays because their number one corner, as we all know, even though he got the big money, he's atrocious. The only thing you got to worry about is they've allowed 9 touchdowns to receivers. T. Higgins has gotten a couple of those, but I expect Tyler Boyd to bag a big one this Sunday. I think you can fire him up with confidence. Tyler Boyd this week, boys. Boom.
I like it.
So if you go from week 3, you take week 2 and week 1 out. T. Higgins is the 10th wide receiver on the league right now.
Oh.
But Tyler Boyd is the 8th, to be fair. He's above. Because all Joe Burrow does is throw the ball 78 times a game.
And get sacked a ton.
Air raid.
Air raid.
Accidental air raid. It's the accidental air raid.
All right, Josh, I thought you were going to steal my guy because you started bringing up the Cowboys.
No.
Since I think Carson Wentz is a hero, I'm taking his number one option. Because there is no Zach Ertz. Dallas Goedert is a strong questionable. It's Travis. God, why can't I say it? I've been practicing his name all day. Fulgham. Travis Fulgham, baby.
No Greg Ward?
I'm not taking a converted quarterback. I'm taking the actual 6'4" dude, the guy that can go up there that has shown he's pretty good these last few weeks, and he gets a nice matchup.
I like it.
They're going to want to put up. This is for first in the East, baby. Okay. / first pick of the draft.
NFC Beast.
They're so bad. Oh man.
NFC Beast, baby.
There it is. The Eagle.
That's the minimalist hats. Those are nice. I like those. Those came out.
I was gonna say, do you guys think he even knows he's on?
Oh yeah, he does. That's why he put his head down like that. He knows it's coming.
All right.
So now we're on to villain wide receivers. And Eric, since you started us on the hero path, go ahead and give me your villain wide receiver.
Okay. Yeah, that's right, Sean. We are live. We're doing it. My villain wide receiver is either DK Metcalf or Tyler Lockett. I don't think they're going to have big games this week. So DK last week, 5 for 23. San Francisco is 5th versus wide receivers, giving up only 18 points a game. They run a ton. They shorten the game. They're going to try to keep the ball out of Russell's hands as much as possible. Their defense is still pretty stout. And Lockett obviously won't have 53 points again this week.
Of course he's not going to. If you're going in for – if you get to the 53, he's a villain. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no. DJ's my villain this week. I don't think he's going to – I think they're going to do everything they can to keep the ball out of his hands again this week. And DJ Dallas, he's probably going to not be good in passing down situations, so expect Russell to be running probably more than he needs to be. Huh?
That is his strength.
We'll see against the real NFL defense. We'll see. So,
all right, Josh, who is your villain wide receiver?
I'm going to pick a gentleman who has already kind of struggled this year. Now there's some quarterback controversy for his team, and he's going up against one of the best teams that have been playing against wide receivers this year. They've actually only allowed 3 touchdowns to wide receivers all season long, and that is Devontae Parker. I know Tua is better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't think that's really a question. But I expect because of the quarterback change, I don't think it's going to be a great week for him to go up against the Rams, who've been really good. That offensive line is terrible. Aaron Donald's going to be there They're going to do some dump off plays, probably to Myles Gaskin. And I just don't see Devontae Parker really getting involved this week. I hate to say it. I think he will be a stronger play in the future, but not this week. I think you got to sit him. I know it's slim pickings anyway, but not this week, boys. I'm sorry. Sorry,
That's
Dolphins.
interesting. A lot of people have him picked to pop off this week, Josh. So I like it though.
Google me.
We know the Patriots are kind of down this year. We've talked about it, but Bill Belichick does one thing well, and he does one thing really well, and that's he takes whatever your best weapon is, he's going to try to take it away from you. He did it to the Raiders with Darren Waller. He's going to do it to Josh Allen and his number one wide receiver, his fancy new thing, Stephon Diggs, who I like, and who was wide receiver 16 since week 3, which is really good. But I think this week they're going to hold him down. He only had 9 points against the Jets. And I'm pretty sure Belichick's like, look, I had that job for a week over in New York. That team's bad. I'm going to do better than them. I'm going to hold him down less. If they want a chance to win, they know they have to keep Josh Allen's big arm plays out of there, and that's taking Stephon Diggs out. If they get beat by Cole Beasley, okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Stephen Gilmore will shadow him all day. So,
yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough day for
Stephon Diggs, big old V. Taking his V card this week, boys. Moving on to tight end. Josh, who you got?
Well, I can't believe I'm picking this guy in 2020 to be my hero tight end. But not only do I think he's going to be hero, nope, I think he's going to be a top 5 tight end this week based on the matchup and how terrible this offense has been. I really cannot believe I'm about to say this. I'm going with Jimmy Graham. Yeah, he's the 7th best tight end this year, believe it or not, at 33 years young. The 6'7" guy will still be a red zone threat. He's averaging approximately 10 points per game. He's gotten over 8 points in the last 3 games and over 7 in the last 5. For tight ends, that's pretty good. I think that this week against the Saints, who have been atrocious against tight ends, I mean, they second worst team. They're actually tied with the Falcons for first worst at points per game, and they've allowed 6 touchdowns to tight ends, which is 1 for every single game that they've played. Jimmy Graham, mark him in the end zone this week, boys. Fire him up. Oh, God, that felt bad just to say that. I didn't like it.
It felt bad when I said it last week, too, but don't worry.
It's not good.
But with Allen Robinson possibly not playing, he's got to throw it to somebody.
Yep. It's gonna be Jimmy.
Because David Montgomery ain't gonna do anything.
No,
Cordell Patterson will.
Hurt my FSA.
What you got?
All right, so Josh, you're gonna love this one. My hero tight end this week, Mike Gesicki.
Yeah, my boy.
So yeah, your boy. He's been real up and down this year, mostly down. But the Rams
last time he played, right?
What's that?
0 last time he was on the field, right?
Goose egg. Yep. Yeah.
Hard goose.
Thinking there's going to be a little bounce back this week. So
2 points is a bounce back.
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? No, I'm just Jalen Ramsey is going to be on Parker all day. So
no, they won't. Jalen Ramsey is not shadow no more. He plays on the inside, and they have him on this whole new role. It is awesome watching him. He roams. He gets to play kind of nickel / linebacker.
Like free safety? That's not good. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. He gets to.
I thought he was still going to shadow Parker. Anyway, so that kind of throws my whole argument out. But we got a rookie QB. QB in your first start. Where's he going to look? He's going to look for the running back. He's going to look for the tight end in the middle of the field. So give me that safety blanket. I think the defense is going to stack the box against the run, make Tua try to beat him. So I think he's going to throw enough. I think just on volume alone, I think Gesicki will see enough targets and enough receptions off of that.
I will agree with you as Gesicki as a hero if you can say Tua's last name.
Tagovailoa.
No, there's a invisible N in there. Tagovailoa.
Whatever.
Yeah, there's an invisible N. Okay.
The Rams are 19th against tight ends, and they give up like 8.5 points a game. So he'll be fine.
His little brother put up back-to-back tutters tonight. Just saying.
Who, Gesicki's?
No. Tagovailoa's.
Oh, who does he play for? Alabama?
Maryland.
Oh, they were playing Minnesota, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. My hero tight end this week is a guy who started off the season hot, was like the tight end du jour, was looking really good for them Tennessee Titans. But he kind of fell on some hard times these last 2 weeks. All right.
Don't talk about hard times, Daddy.
And then they play the Steelers, who Josh told you, if you listened to Heroes and Villains last week, was a terrible matchup. This week, though, they get the get-right game. He gets the Bengals, okay? Yep. They are 25th against the pass for tight ends. They gave up 13 points to Hunter Henry in week 1. They've given up double digits in almost every week they've played, including giving up 20 points to Harrison Bryant last week. Trey Burton, they gave 20 points and 10 points to Jack Doyle the week before. I love me some Jonnu Smith this week. If you have somebody who may have traded for him and they gave up maybe a little bit of something, and you would slide in there and get him a little cheaper, go and buy him. Like, hey, man, let's cut your losses right here. Get out before it gets too bad. Just go grab him, throw him in there, and just go dominate.
Brad, in another life, you were a used car salesman, and you were a good one. You were a real good one.
Oh, man, I could have worked for Enron back in the day. I'd have been
great. If you're old enough to get that joke, it was really funny.
All right, let's, the housing market's calling my name, however you want to do this,
Wow, went there too.
All right. Josh, who you got at villain tight end?
Well, I am cocked, locked, and ready to hawk. TJ Hawkinson, get out of here, boys. He's had over 9 points in every fantasy game so far this year that he's played in.
I'll just go tight end. It's okay.
Not this week. Sorry, boys. He's playing against the absolute best team against tight ends. They have allowed 0 touchdowns to tight ends all year. Only 134 passing yards and 17 receptions. I'm sorry. The Colts are legit. Not only have they been the best team against tight ends on a points per game basis, they are 2 points better than the next team. So they have 3.7 points. The Dolphins, 6.0. I think that you really need to watch out. TJ Hawkinson needs to be out of your lineups. I'm sorry. You can't start him this week. Can't start him.
I know. That's why he was my villain that I told you about before we started the show. That's okay.
No, I didn't, wasn't tracking.
You know what? I got one. And here it is. Mark Andrews this week, villain. He's going up against the Steelers. For everything Josh said last week, go back and listen to some old shows. He can talk to you about how the Steelers shut down tight ends, and they're going to focus on Lamar Jackson's best weapon, which is the tight end. And if they're already good at covering the tight end, they're going to focus even harder on that. Stay away. You're going to do your best Ross Geller, and you're going to pivot.
Pivot.
All right, Eric, who do you have villain at tight end?
I also thought about Mark Andrews this week, so I like your call there. And Sean, yes, Preston Williams. Hopefully, he will see a little more work with Tua in there because he plays in the slot, right? Preston Williams.
Pivot, yeah,
pivot,
yeah.
Pivot.
So, but anyway, my tight end villain this week, Robert Tonyan, held catchless in week 1 against the Vikings. Excuse me, and that was when he played 62% of the snaps in that game.
And he ran a lot of routes.
Yeah, he ran a ton of routes. He only played 51% of the snaps last week because old Jay Sternberger swooped in there and took the touchdown. So
Sternberg.
He is still tight end 9 in PPR and on sleeper anyway, and it's mainly off the back of that 3 touchdown game. And I think it's going to be the Devontae Adams show again with no Aaron Jones. So I don't think Tunyan's going to do a lot.
That's right. Later, Tunyon.
All right, before we get into streaming defenses real quick, the reason I made an ugly, dirty face for you all watching the video and why is he doing that?
Yeah, I want to know.
Point. Eric doesn't make a good point. So I got to trade. I am 0-7 in this league, and I am full tank mode right now, okay?
Yeah.
I got a trade offer, and I thought I got all excited for it. But then I realized I don't have Aaron Jones. He's trying to send me – or not Aaron Jones, Ronald Jones. He's trying to send me Ronald Jones, the wrong Jones brother. He wants me to send him my next year's first –
for Rojo?
And a third the following year for Rojo. And I'm tanking. I have Trevor Lawrence locked up, boys. I have the COVID, but he can go bring it over to my team. We're a dumpster fire. This is in Brian, this is in one of the 17 leagues I play in. It's another dynasty league.
Yeah. That's 36 slot.
Yeah, it's a really, really deep one I showed you. No.
Oh.
Come on, people. I think people think I was drinking too much. I don't know.
A first and a third for Rojo. Wow. In what world?
Maybe if I was winning, yes. If I was a team competing for a championship, 100%.
Sure, because you could plug them in. Yeah.
And I would my first round pick wouldn't be that big. 100%, I get it. But when I'm 0-7, I'm not trying to get some W's here. I'm done getting W's. I am tanking.
That's that 32 team we're in?
No, it's not that deep.
Oh, I was gonna say I'm in that 32 team. I'm pretty good, actually. I can't believe it.
I can't believe you guys play a 32 team league.
Why not?
It's insane to me.
All right, so that's tough. I decided for my streaming defense that I was going to go with the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers are playing against who? Minnesota Vikings, and they might be without Dalvin Cook. Do you really want to risk it right now? I don't think you do. I think that you don't want to try and start that up. Go with Green Bay Packers. If you're looking for a defense to stream right now, they're ranked 22nd. They have a very low ownership percentage. I think you can scoop them up and start them this week. I'm picking the Green Bay Packers to be a decent streaming defense.
Okay. Well, Eric, you can just talk about both of ours because your streaming defense and my streaming defense are going hand in hand this week. Okay. And I feel like one of us is going to be right and one of us is going to be wrong because I don't think they'll both be. Who is your streaming defense this week?
My streaming D, I was gonna go with the Bills, but they're 90% owned, so obviously you can't really stream them. But they do have a good matchup. I'm going with the Dolphins. They're 11th in fantasy points allowed this season, right now, or fantasy points for defenses this season. They average 7.5 a game roughly, and they're only 14.2% owned. So they have solid corners. They're probably hyped up to help their rookie QB, their savior Tua, and Goff's not very good. And Kupp and Higbee have been pretty lackluster so far this season. So, and the Rams give up an average of like 6 fantasy points a game to defenses. So I think you'll see a little bit better. I think they'll give up a couple sacks, maybe an INT from old King Goffrey. I think they're a good start this week.
It makes you wonder why someone would want a first rounder for Jared Goff, you know?
Okay.
Because you need a quarterback, and I've got you over a barrel. That's why.
Yeah. All right. So
7-0, baby. I'm good.
Mine is the Rams. They might be really close to being a lot owned, but they're playing Tua. It's his first game in the league. He's still a rookie. I mean, we can talk him up all we want. It's week one of him playing. He plays on the Dolphins. They're getting better, but I don't think they're great by any means. And I just talked about they're playing Jalen Ramsey the right way. Instead of putting him on one guy where the quarterback can just look to the other side of the field, they're moving him around. So Tua can't just cut the field in half and not know where Jalen Ramsey is. They're letting Jalen Ramsey kind of play what Marcus Peters has been playing his whole career, where he can jump routes. Jalen Ramsey, last week, when they were up by multiple touchdowns, he started jumping every route. He did. He didn't care. There were dudes burning him because he was jumping routes on double moves because they got up. And he was like, I want to get some picks because this is what's been killing my career is I don't get interceptions because people don't go my way. I think with Aaron Donald rushing Tua and the ball coming out left-handed, spinning the wrong way, those wide receivers are going to have a hard time gripping it. Ask AB. That's what his problem with Mike Vick was.
He did say it was difficult to catch a pass from Mike.
Yep, because it's spun a different way. Left-handed quarterbacks. It's different. How many left-handed quarterbacks start in the NFL right now?
I think it's just one.
Tua.
It's just Tua, right?
Tua. Yeah. Yep.
All right.
Actual factual.
Yep. Brian's trying to think if there's another one. There's not.
There's not. Google it.
How many hats does he have around him right now, Brad? Since I can't see him.
I don't know. He's got another one on here. Let's go pop
stacks on stacks on stacks.
That's a Rams hat. I like that.
You forgot about Landry. Landry's got one pass left-handed this year.
He's not a quarterback.
Come on. There you go. Yeah, he's right.
Get out of here. Get out of here.
Not a starter, but he threw it.
Get out of here.
Okay.
And he damn near tore his lat apart doing it. So.
Yeah. All right. Anything else we need to bring up before we get out of here? Any other big news? Any other situations this week in week 8 that you're going to be watching? Anybody you want to beat the waiver wire on? Anybody you think will have a big week that's maybe not really owned? I think Donovan Peoples-Jones is a guy to keep an eye on. If you have a spot, you can go pick him up. He's going to get some more work there.
If there's a guy named Christian McCaffrey on your waiver wire, you should go pick him up. I think he'll be a good starter next week.
So I just got Deontay Johnson off the waiver wire in that ramshackle league. We're in that 10 team league. So, I mean, I don't know why he's out there. He gets a ton of work from Big Ben, but if he's out there, go grab him up.
Yeah, I do like the J.K. Dobbins move as well. I think that'll be a good guy to go out and get it because he is about to start popping off. Probably not this week.
May have dropped him, and people probably dropped him because he wasn't doing anything.
Yep, absolutely.
All right. So, Josh, hold on. Not yet. Don't start yet.
I'm ready. Thanks for tuning in to Empty Wagon Fantasy Football Podcast / broadcast on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, everywhere. We're all over the place. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at EmptyWagonFF. Brad's going to be at Tack Jones. Eric will be at Guns of Eld 19, and I'm at FF Josh Hughes. You can find us on our website at fsa-fr.com. We love you guys, and we will see you on Sunday night. Good luck in your matchups, and I hope you win like we do. Bye, guys.
Unless you're trying to lose.
Tank for Trevor.